once again, I'm back with my analysis of the basketball game we was able to watch today, or at least a couple. We'll see. We'll see the top point I got in here. Anyway, I was like, we're just gonna speed by the first couple. I was like, Celtics and the Hawks. Like I said, we're just gonna short amount of time. There ain't no point in time. There was never really a game. I was like, the Hawks tried, but ain't nothing really happened here. Wasn't gonna happen. I was like, the Celtics are really too good in order for there to be anything that's gonna really happen with this game. So I was like, I guess always worried about Trey Young and he could pop off, but sort of not really ain't having a good year. And I was like, the Celtics have got too many dudes that can stop them. They got too many wings. I was like, they got too many wings and too many guards to throw at them or whatnot. Um, so that's all. That's sort of a problem in that regard. Um, Also, they got a hodgepodge of like they got a weird team where it's like they got a team that's you got like Hunter, you got Donovich, you got Collins, and you got Murray, and nothing just seemed to click. Achua, and they got Capella. They just don't click, and I feel like you gonna try to go against the Celtics with all of them. It just ain't gonna work. This is gonna just be a quick game. I was like, I don't even think they get one. I think they get totally swept underneath and gone. So Knicks Cavs once again. I was like, today it wasn't really much of a game. I was like, they sort of came out to play with as far as like some like others to help Mitchell. So it wasn't just him and his show. And I feel like you got Garland and Mitchell able to click on all cylinders, along with Mobley and them actually playing like big men. LeVert also gave you enough scoring that I was like, and if Bear's not gonna perform as well as you think, then I was like, but once again, I think this was just one of them games that I was like, it was going to happen. They were going to probably split. I still think they're pretty even. So we're going to see how it goes to back to the Garden, where I think the Knicks might actually take both of those games or whatever. But you never know what Mitchell might do, because Mitchell might come out this thing and be like, oh, I'm at the Garden, 50 straight up. So there was more of a wash just because they got up so much that pretty much after that you wasn't really watching the game anymore. You were just like, okay. Nobody come back at that point. Now the fun, closely contested game of the Suns and the Clippers was a lot like they were really going back and forth, and it was one of the weird games where I was like, it was a Booker game. Like Booker was just on his 2K where he just wasn't missing. He was just making every shot. Everything was going in pretty much. He couldn't miss. He was on fire. He was in fuego up in here or whatnot. Um, I was like, Durant. I was like, I was like, Durant was just modest, regular Durant game type of game. He had it seemed as fluid or as like he's he still gets shots off and it's still smooth, but it's not as fluid. And like there was a couple, there was like he had two threes in the fourth quarter that I felt like could have like sealed the game if he would have hit both of them, and he just missed them. And it was a couple of them like that where it's like it's like, okay, he in rhythm. Then it was just like, okay, and I was like, I don't know if that's because Kawhi is on them, so that's like the actual matchup, or whether it's the Tanaz, like they able to switch so many people on them, or just like maybe because they're smaller guards, and that's irritating him. Like, yeah, he can shoot over them, but they're all like underneath your legs and all that stuff when you're that tall and stuff. So Aiden played pretty decently or whatever. Like he, considering the fact that the Suns ain't have no big dudes, so it's like so he was able to expose that a bit or whatnot. I was like Plumlee and Zubac, uh, feel like they should have been a lot better, considering that I'm like Ayton and Bismack is, that rotation. I'm just like you play them to a watch, even though Ayton is a lot better on offense than them. But uh, I was like, one, also two, you can't give Torrey Craig 17 points. You can't. To me, I'm like Durant and Booker can already bust your ass and just go for 40. And Chris Paul is also good for a good 20. And tonight he Booker was the one that was driving them home, and I was like, Paul was the one that made sure to tuck them all in the bed, because he just kept hitting shot after shot after shot, especially when it seemed like the Clippers were trying to make a run and they were trying to get back into it. But yeah, so you can't have Torrey Craig come out with 17, especially since their team is so depleted that I was like, because Kawhi, I feel like, is playing so well that he can steal a game by himself, but he can at least negate. He's negating Booker's amount, and you got a pretty good game out of Westbrook that he sort of negates Durant, that you needed someone else to step up in a big way. And like, for instance, like Bones Highland, while he gave him like a good amount of energy, he missed so many open shots that I felt like could have like put them over. Norman Powell didn't have a good game. Neither did Gordon or whatnot. And you need some combination, even if it's not just one particular person, of Gordon having like 20 or Powell having 20. You need your offensive dudes to come out there and score, of Gordon, Powell, Highland. Even if Man can chip in some points, you need that collection to give you what you would get from Paul George. And especially when you get a good Westbrook game like this, where it's like he's always gonna play with energy, always gonna have his tenacity, and always gonna be ferocious. But he was actually hitting some of the jump shots and going to the basket. I will say that Westbrook was missing couple close baskets, particularly the one I feel like once he missed the dunk in the fourth quarter, when I think they were down like 7 or whatever like that. I felt like that at that point I was like, okay, they probably won't be able to win this game, because he missed that dunk. Then Gordon stepped out of bounds after which he hit the three, but it didn't count. Then I was like, then in like the next play after that, it was a foul call, but they shot the three and it went in as well too. And you're looking at 8 points like that quickly, that where it's like they wouldn't have been up. And then Chris Paul hitting like 3 jump shots in a row that basically sealed the game, that if you would have made your buckets, they wouldn't have been able to push it and have the mismatches that they did in order for Chris Paul to get some of those shots off clearly. But you need, because they're top heavy of Paul, Booker, Durant, Ayton, you need your depth that they don't have, and you got nothing but offensive dudes. You need them to hit on a lot more of their shots collectively, because they're pretty good on defense, and they play with good energy. And with Kawhi being able to shut somebody down, and Westbrook having the energy, and Man coming into play, and Batum being switchable and pretty good, and Zubac, he's a big dude. Plumlee is really just more so like a big dude that can pass the ball around or whatnot. But I was like, but those dudes are also great on offense that your defense is gonna just have to be like just good. You know, it gotta be great, but just good. That your offense has to click in on a lot of those situations. You need those dudes to come in and score. But this series, I feel like also is gonna probably push to 6 or 7, pretty much. I still feel like the Clippers will come out at the end of it, but you don't know, because if you get Booker like this and Durant hasn't been playing great, that means he could just be around the corner to come and bust your ass or something. So that's always the scary part. That it's like you need to get them while they're all not playing great. Because once they all playing great, then kind of be a lot for Kawhi to take them down. But with that said, that's it. That's my little I won't even say expertise, but that just my BS, my opinion from whatever I'm seeing. X and O's, hugs and kisses, whatever. Anyway, if you like what I did, I appreciate it. If not, maybe next time. Until then, deuces. I'm out.